Hello, good evening, everyone. So I am first trying to log on to my computer so that I can pull up the first things first checklist. But that is what we are going to be going over tonight is that first things first checklist. I know we've got a lot of new consultants. We also have a lot of people who are leaders for the first time. So some of you maybe didn't go through the first things first checklist, and so you don't know how to walk through it with someone else. So the way that I'm going to be walking through it with you will be kind of how you would want to walk through it with a new teammate too. And I do apologize, I have no makeup on tonight. We're just rolling with it, but here we are. So the first things first checklist is going to be not only on Workstation, but it is also on our team page. If I can get the internet to work at some point, we'll see. I should have had this pulled up before, but now nothing is working on my computer and I don't know why. Um, so once I get that pulled up, this is the first thing that you should do when you sign up as a new consultant. When you get a new consultant on your team, you should always make sure that you are going to that first things first checklist, that you're checking through that, walking your new recruits, walking yourself through it. It's good just for you to do it too every once in a while. I might have to pull it up on my other computer because we are just having a hard time right now connecting to the internet on my laptop. So let's see if it will pull up on here. I don't know why my internet has been super fishy all day, and I don't know why, but it's getting very frustrating now that none of this will pull back up. It just says you're not connected to the internet, so I cannot pull up anything right now. Good thing I am not on Wi-Fi on my phone because that would be a disaster. Okay, here we go. Got Workstation to pull up. So we will get that first things first list pulled up. And again, it is on our team page. It's under announcements. So make sure that if you have a new teammate, you're tagging them there, putting them, sending them the documents if they can't find it on Workstation, things like that. So there is the new consultant checklist, which is essentially the same thing as the first things first checklist. Okay, and I'm going to pull it up on Workstation. And there's a PDF in Workstation called First Things First Checklist, which I will also link for you guys from April of 2019. And then there's a lesson called First Things First Checklist from October of 2019. So there's two different things in Workstation that you can use. And then I might add in some of my own things that are not on there. But first things first checklist. Okay, you're going to watch the new consultant orientation video. You're going to tour the Workstation, connect with your sponsors, schedule your launch event, announce your business, unbox your starter kit, submit your first order, learn how to get paid, set SMART goals, follow up with customers from your launch event, and become a follow-up. It says Maven, but that app is now called Amy, A-M-I. So instead of Maven, it's the Amy app, which I 10 out of 10 recommend. If you don't have it, you need to do it. So I definitely recommend that app. I can also link that app for you. It makes following up a breeze. It's super convenient, sends you those reminders. If you guys haven't used it, I know a lot of people have, but if you haven't, 10 out of 10 recommend using that app. Like I said, highly recommend, like 100%, 100,000% recommend that. So if you go to that first things first checklist, so if you guys go to Workstation and just type in first things first into that search bar, remember it's a global search bar within Workstation. So whatever you type in, it's going to bring up any news articles, any images, and any training, anything on whatever you typed into that lesson. So if you type in first things first checklist, you are going to get a PDF as one of those that you can download, and it brings you to a PDF. Once you download it, open it up, you can click on watch the new consultant orientation video, and you can actually go and watch that video and then tour your Workstation. It'll walk you through touring your Workstation, and it has this so that you can print it out and you can mark them off too, which is really, really handy. But we're going to go back to this. So the new consultant orientation video is in Workstation. If you haven't seen it and you've been here for a while, I still recommend going and watching it, just because it's a good little refresher for everybody. So I think that everybody should watch it at some point. If you haven't, go watch it. It's only 3 minutes. Then you'll get familiar with kind of all the resources at your fingertips by doing that. The next thing is that you will tour the workstation. So it's going to kind of walk you through the basics of what is inside of Workstation. That one's only 3.5 minutes. There's another video on it too. Some of the basic things that I kind of point out to people with Workstation when I'm first explaining it and telling them how it all works is obviously your home tab. You want to explain everything on your home tab. The orders tab. I usually skip the reporting tab very first when someone's starting out because there isn't really any need for them to look at that. But going over the orders tab and how that works. I briefly explain contacts and communication tab together with them. I try not to include that in their first like 15 days. Sometimes they don't really need that in their first 15 days because they're just starting to get orders in, they're just starting to get contacts in. So they might not use their email or contacts tab a lot in that first 15 days. I tell them what events is, but I don't go over the events page. I don't explain that page. If we are in an incentive, I will go over that. The calendar, I also highly recommend. I think it's a very unused tab for a lot of people, but it shows all events, training calls, anything like that. When home office is closed, it'll show all of that on that calendar. And you can actually sync that calendar, like copy a link to your iCalendar. And I don't know if you can do it if you don't have an iPhone. I don't know how that works. So I can't speak on that, but I know that I have mine like linked to my iCloud calendar, so it all shows up on there. And then you definitely want to explain that Scentsy Success tab and what is all in there, news, training, the consultant store, all of that. So I usually just briefly explain all of those things, which on that first things first checklist, it's going to go through everything very briefly with touring the workstation, but that's what I do as a leader as well. The next thing you want to tell your recruit, or if you are a new recruit, is you want to connect with your sponsor. So the person that you signed up under is the person who should be helping you, guiding you. That's why I do always stress to make sure that rather than just signing up with someone because you know them or they're a friend of a friend, it's really important to sign up with someone who you know is going to help lead you and guide you and coach you and, be there when you need to have questions answered and stuff like that, because the person above your sponsor might not be available to answer all your questions and you might be totally lost. So you might need someone to have there to answer your questions. So that's the third step after watching the new consultant video, tour the workstation, connect with your sponsor. Okay. Next is going to be to schedule your launch event. So this is something that new consultants always want to do within their first 15 days. It's really important that they get that in so they can hit that first award, that shooting star award, and get the extra product for that huge discount. It's crazy how much product people get in that shooting star kit. I never can believe how much product they get, but it's also their first opportunity to connect with their customers, get some hosts, schedule. A lot of people even book 2 parties within that first 10 to 15 days. There are 2 videos linked in Workstation that is called Watch Launch Event Training Videos, and then set up your event and orders section of your dashboard. So if someone needs help with this, you can direct them there. Or you can show them how to do it too if you're a leader. So kind of both sides of that, there are all of these links, all of these things to help you immensely in Workstation, walk you through everything. Super, super convenient. And the links take you right to those things too, which is really awesome. So scheduling your launch event. Then you want to announce your business. These can go hand in hand of scheduling your launch event and announcing your business, but you want to make sure that you tell all your friends and family how excited you are to be a Scentsy consultant. You can talk about why you joined, creating interest, and sharing it on, social media. So Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, whatever social media you use. And then you can also send out texts, emails, make phone calls. You could send something in the mail if you really wanted to. However you want to announce your business is best for you, whatever feels comfortable to you. There is no right or wrong way to do it. There is no you have to do this or you should do this. It is whatever feels most comfortable and most genuine to you, because that is everything in this business. You want it to feel like you, not like someone else. So make sure you do your own thing with announcing your business. And then unboxing your starter kit. So a lot of times I will suggest for someone to go live while they're unboxing their starter kit. just because a lot of times people will want to sign up to sell Scentsy just when they see what's in that starter kit, because a lot of times there's amazing stuff in that starter kit. So it's awesome. So once they open up that starter kit, they can kind of see what's all in there. If they've never used Scentsy before, that's a great opportunity for them to get to use some of the products, test them out, see what they think, all of that. And so it's just really great. Even if they don't want to do a live video, they can still film a video or even take pictures of their starter kit and post that. I always recommend that if you are a leader to tell your new recruit to unbox their starter kit live, take pictures, all of that. There is also a video that goes along with that is 2 minutes with their starter kit. And again, you guys, this is the first things first checklist in Workstation. Next is going to be submitting an order. So there are numerous videos out there on YouTube, in Workstation. You can ask your sponsors, usually on team pages. There are plenty of places where you can figure out how to submit an order. So even if your sponsor is not available to help you learn how to submit an order, which this is something that a sponsor should do, is walk them through submitting an order if they need help. But there are all these resources for you to learn how to enter a party order. That video is 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. It'll show you exactly how to walk through it. It's a little outdated because our Workstation has updated since this video is filmed, but essentially it's the same thing. The next step would be to learn how to get paid. And there's a PDF on that. But you want to make sure that they get their pay portal set up. That email usually comes a little bit later than your sign up email. They don't come together. So I usually tell people, if you don't get that email from pay portal within 2 weeks, to contact me or to contact support so we can get it figured out why it hasn't come. But that'll be a separate email that you need to set up pay portal separately. All your commissions will either transfer into your bank or onto your Scentsy pay card, however you want to get it done. And then it does say check your email 5 days after enrollment. So this says 5 days, but that's why I said the 1 to 2 weeks if they don't get that email from pay portal. Next is setting SMART goals. There's also a video for this on setting SMART goals. It is only 1 minute and 14 seconds. You guys, all of these videos are phenomenal resources if you need to watch them. So it's just setting your goals, figuring out how you can reach them. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. That's what the SMART stands for. Specific, measurable. What else did I say? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. And it'll walk through more specifically what all of those mean if you want to look more into those SMART goals. But definitely setting goals in general. It doesn't have to just be SMART goals. Just if you set any goals in general when you first start, that's awesome. I always love for everybody to set a goal. And that's something I go over too with new recruits usually, is what kind of money they're wanting to make with Scentsy each month. Or, do they want to hit director? Do they have any idea if they want to hit director? Is that something that they want to achieve in this business? Then would be following up with customers from your launch event. So obviously following up is huge at any time, but especially from your launch event, because those are going to be some of your first customers and the first impression that you're really making on people for your customer service and how you run your business. Your customers want to hear from you. They want you to check in with them and make sure that everything's okay, that they like their order, that they don't need anything else. Sometimes people don't think about needing more bulbs or cotton cleanups, or, maybe they didn't know that we had laundry stuff. Maybe they didn't know that we have stuff for your pets. So just little things like that when following up can make a huge difference. And then again, using that app, the Sell with Amy app, to help you run your business, 100% saves so much time and it makes following up so much easier. You guys, it'll send you that reminder to send them a thank you text or a thank you email, and then to check in with them 2 weeks later to make sure that, they got their products, that everything's okay, that there's nothing broken, that they like it all. And then 2 months after that, that's what I do, is 222. You can set it up pretty much any way you want. If you want it to do the next day, 3 days later, however you want it to do it. But I do 222, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And the 2-month follow-up is when I check in to see if they need to reorder, if they need any bulbs, if they want to try another product, anything like that. So, and I believe this is still accurate, but you get the first 4 months of premium service free. When you activate your extended new consultant trial within your first 60 days as a Scentsy consultant, I believe that's still correct. If you sign up with someone's link, then you also can get a discounted month or 3 months, something like that. So I'll be sure to link that too if you guys don't use it. And I will also link the link to the first things first checklist, the link to the lesson on the first things first checklist, and then there's something else I said I was going to link. Now I can't remember what it was. I don't know. There was something else that I was going to link, but now I can't remember. But that's the basics of those first things first checklist. And then some of the other things that I have listed on a new consultant checklist. So Workstation, read the guide, get that first 500 PRV, so the shooting star. Then you want to set those goals for sensational start in that first 70 days. And then if you want to, not necessary, but you can get a separate bank account or checking account for your business. A lot of people do a PayPal card, so then they use that PayPal card for everything too. However you want to do it so you can keep track of your business expenses is really important. Setting up the pay portal. Setting up a schedule. I also think this is really important. This is not on the first things first checklist in Workstation. These are just extra things that I'm adding. But setting up a schedule for yourself. So, hey, I'm going to work in the mornings on my Scentsy business. I'm going to work in the evenings after my kids go to bed. I'm going to work on Saturday mornings because that's the only time that I have. Whatever it might be, make sure you set that up and that you stick to that and stay consistent with it is super important too. Making sure that you understand basic policies, especially with social media. You know, there are rules with licensed product, Disney products, all of that. So you just want to make sure that you're not posting anything that's out of compliance. Commit to trainings, you know, whether that's with your sponsor, your leader, your director, your superstar director, whether that's on Workstation or YouTube or something you always want to be learning. You've never learned it all. I can promise you that. You've never learned it all. I'm always learning more. Make yourself familiar with the catalog and scent and warm of the month. There's also product guides that are available for you guys on Workstation, which are really, really cool because it kind of walks you through how different products work if you don't have them on hand or if you've never seen them before. Make sure that you're active on your Scentsy team page. Likely when you join, you're going to be on a Scentsy team page, and you want to make sure that you're active on there. You know, interact with posts. Make sure that you are asking questions. Make sure that you're helping other people, welcoming people to the team, because I'm sure that that's what you wanted when you first joined, was to feel like part of a community too. So make sure that you're helping do that with others as well. Posting on and announcing your business. You know, whether you want to make a new page or use your personal page you already have, whichever's fine, whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat. Have catalogs, schedule your launch party, make your list of 100. I also think this is super, super important. So that list of 100, there's a ton of ways to do it. We have documents on our team page for that. And then I can also try and link some things if there are any other resources for that as well. Making sure that your personal website is set up and going, because that's the easiest way for people to order from you. And order business cards. If you want business cards, those are very important. Or just making sure that you have your link handy to text out to everybody. And then complete your first things first checklist, which obviously is some of that we just went over on there. So that is my tips and advice. I know that was real quick, walk through a lot really fast. But again, step 1, watch the new consultant orientation video and tour the Workstation. Step 2, connect with your sponsor and schedule your first launch event, announce your business, and unbox your starter kit. And then submit your first order and learn how to get paid. Set your goals. Follow up with customers from your launch event and use the Sell with Amy app. So those are my tips. Hopefully, some of that might help someone who's already joined. They're already a year into their business. sometimes those things are just really good refreshers for us to do so that we also know what our new consultants are going through as well. So when you get a new recruit, you know, hey, this is what they're going to get, this is what they're going to see, this is what they're going to be walking through, just so that you know every step of the way what they're doing, what they should be working on, what's going to really help them, push them in their business, all of those kinds of things. And then there are another lesson on new consultant emails. And this was just updated in May. So new consultants receive a series of emails during their first 70 days. I didn't receive these when I joined, so I didn't get them. I wish I did. I honestly wish I did. But day one, they get a welcome to the Scentsy family. It kind of explains what to do. Log into their workstation, get the first things first checklist going. Day two is about partying, scheduling their launch event, how to set it up and practice and all of that. And then it talks about shooting stars, sensational start. Day three talks about exploring their workstation, homepage, news tab, orders tab, marketing tab, contacts tab, events tab. Day 8 is a stay in the know email, which talks about Scentsy Family Consultants on Facebook, the weekly training calls, and checking in with your sponsor and your team page. Day 15 is about the training center and upping your game with like Vistaprint, Scentsy Success Store, all of that. And heading to Workstation, checking out the marketing tab, mastering the 6 skills of the selling system, prospecting, booking, host coaching, presenting, following up, and sponsoring. And then it also talks about Sell with Amy. Again, as you can see, this is mentioned everywhere because it's a lifesaver. Day 22 talks about becoming a product expert. And so it talks about that product training guide where you can download it, getting to know the products and programs like Scentsy Club, Whiffbox, all of those things are really good to know information about. Day 28 talks about the Scentsy story, the mission, the values, kind of how it started, simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. And then also there is a free 4-week program designed to help you focus on the positive, be mindful of how you treat others and yourself, and be grateful for things that you have and being resilient, which is awesome. I didn't know that that was even there. So I'm learning something too new going through this. And then day 71, it talks about how they've just completed their first 70 days, how you should continue learning, connecting with your team, attending events like World Tour, Scentsy Family Reunion, anything like that that happens. So all of that kind of walks through that. It's super helpful because then you know what your team is going through too when you sign up a new recruit, like I said. So all super important stuff. All of the links that I talked about, I will try to link anything and everything that I shared. If there is something that I don't link that you want to see, let me know and I will try to get that for you, and I'll link it in the comments. And that is all that I have. So I hope that that helped a little bit and kind of just walked through and maybe explained a little bit more what you should do on that first things first checklist, but more so too if you're a leader, what your new teammates are going through and what you should be teaching them and training them. So I hope that you all have a wonderful night. Also, if you have not smelled the scent of the month for October, it is so good. I was making samples all day today and my office smells absolutely amazing. So that's all I've got, and I hope you all have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.